the 4 years in high school, and then it just went away. So after those two things, if we do turn on the TV, which is fairly rare, I think we're like most people where you just do endless searching until you get so tired of searching you don't watch anything. No, but there are a couple, there's some incredible shows on at the moment, and I think really watching great storytelling, there's nothing like it. I didn't know much about him, and so the only thing that I had asked her when she said she wanted to set us up was, I had one question. I said, well, is he nice? Because if he wasn't kind, it didn't seem like it would make sense. And so we went and met for a drink, and then I think very quickly into that we said, well, what are we doing tomorrow? We should meet again.
Prince Harry's legal battle against Associated Newspapers ended in a stunning defeat.
We saw You Guys, which was great, but no, we wanted to do something fun for the kids, and then the kids were just not into it.
I really wanted to relearn French. I had studied it for...
A judge found in favor of the publisher, throwing out Harry's argument about honest opinion. This ruling has left his public image reeling.
I think the simplest thing that anyone watching this, or anyone who's able to make change, to look at it through the lens of, what if it was my daughter? What if it was my son? My son or my daughter who comes home, who are joyful, who I love, and one day, right under my roof, our entire lives change because of something that was completely out of our control.
We saw You Guys, which was great, but no, we wanted to do something fun for the kids, and then the kids were just not into it at all. Archie was a dinosaur for maybe 5 minutes.
Once a cherished figure, he now finds himself dragged through the mud, not by tabloids, but by the very system he sought to challenge. Before we dive into how this all unraveled, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you're into raw deep dives like this. We break down the biggest entertainment stories with no fluff, just straight up facts, receipts, and a touch of chaos. And trust me, you're gonna want to see how this one plays out. The verdict has exposed a vulnerability that few anticipated, leaving him in a precarious position. This isn't just about a legal loss, it's about a narrative unraveling in plain sight. The situation worsened when Andrew Neil, a veteran British broadcaster known for his sharp intellect, unleashed a brutal critique of Prince Harry on live television. Neil's royal mess label for Harry echoed across the UK, serving as a public undressing. It wasn't mere shade, it was a cold, calculated dissection of a man who once commanded public sympathy but may have squandered it. Neil's calm fury tore into Harry's contradictions, questioning his motives and actions with a directness that resonated deeply. Neil's core argument zeroed in on Harry's vast media empire.
No, not even 5 minutes.
Not even 5 minutes.
Finally, Harry talked him into putting the head on. But Lily was a skunk.
She was a little skunk.
It was so cute.
I know, like Flower from Bambi.
I had no idea, which probably sounds difficult to understand here, but when I first met my now husband, my friends were really happy because I was so happy, but my British friend said to me, I'm sure he's great.
He sneered at the irony. Harry claims to despise the press, yet he has become the press, building his fortune on the very exposure he denounces. This blatant contradiction, according to Neil, makes Harry's privacy demands seem disingenuous. The journalist highlighted how Harry's money-making ventures, from book deals to streaming partnerships, fundamentally undermine his self-proclaimed victimhood against media intrusion. It's a double standard that many are now openly questioning. The ill-fated $20 million Spotify deal further exposed Harry and Meghan's struggles in the media landscape. After immense hype, the partnership produced only one half-hearted podcast and a few awkward interviews, followed by months of silence. Insiders at Spotify were reportedly unimpressed, with one executive famously calling the couple grifters. This accusation highlighted a growing perception that Harry was out of his depth, selling a story he hadn't fully developed. The deal's spectacular collapse reinforced doubts about their professional acumen. Their Netflix docuseries.
There are growing calls to strip Harry and Meghan of their royal titles. The New York Post is reporting that locals in the UK say enough is enough, especially after Prince Harry's disastrous BBC interview, which aired hours after he lost his appeal for taxpayer-funded UK.
I just can't stand her. I just think she's such a phony.
Harry's digging an even bigger hole for himself here.
Well, I think he's dug so deep now, he'll strike water any day now.
William is reportedly formulating a plan to finally strip Prince Harry and Meghan Markle of their 8 RH titles.
A 6-part expose also drew heavy criticism from Neil. He branded it a long, bitter rant, devoid of genuine insight despite its tearful moments and pointed accusations against Buckingham Palace. Neil observed the profound irony. Harry wanted out of the royal bubble, yet he dragged that bubble with him to California, transforming it into lucrative content. This move, Neil argued, wasn't an escape, but a strategic monetization of his former life, rebuilding the very structure he claimed to flee.
She's slaughtered this weekend because there were some business cards in the back of one of her podcasts. She's still using her royal title, HRH, despite our late Queen warning her against.
It's not a financial thing. Working royals do not profit. They do not use their names to make money. It's an honor to have an HRH.
Absolutely.
So the fact that she's continued to use this HRH when they've been instructed not to, I think is absolutely infuriating in Buckingham Palace. It was agreed with Queen Elizabeth that they will not use the HRH title. That is a long-standing precedent, and there's good reason for it. Basically, the HRH is only given to working royals and senior members of the royal family.
Harry's tell-all memoir, Spare, while a commercial success, also became a focal point of Neil's critique. The book sold millions, but Neil viewed it as a public tantrum disguised as vulnerability and a calculated cash grab. He suggested that Harry had transformed himself from a broken son seeking peace into a walking brand, addicted to confession and contradiction. The memoir, instead of being cathartic, came off as chaotic, filled with oversharing and finger-pointing, making Harry appear stuck in a perpetual teenage rebellion. Harry's courtroom appearance in the defamation trial proved to be another significant misstep. Under oath, he detailed his long-standing grievances against the media, but critics swiftly pointed out the glaring contradictions. How could he condemn media intrusion while willingly exposing the most intimate details of his life through commercial deals?
But it would be nice to reconcile. If they don't want that, that's entirely up to them.
We immediately went into the trenches together.
Yeah. But she said she was in the trenches. She alludes to being in the trenches when she was in the British royal family. Girl, you lived in a castle. Like, you got a princess title. People were falling at your feet. People would run your bathwater for you. I mean, I could list the things, the perks. I could list them forever. The trenches, she has got to, the Delulu is on another level. Sometimes I envy it.
His discomfort under cross-examination, where he appeared frustrated and defensive, did not help his case, further eroding his credibility and leaving his reputation vulnerable. The public perception of Prince Harry has undergone a dramatic shift. Once cheered as a royal rebel for stepping away from the firm, he is now widely seen as a fame-hungry celebrity. The widespread empathy that once surrounded him is rapidly drying up, replaced by skepticism and even disdain. His emotional confessions, which once tugged at heartstrings, now feel like a well-rehearsed performance.
A new poll by Find Out Now has revealed that most of the public is supporting the king in this ongoing family feud, after Harry's bombshell BBC interview. It follows the Court of Appeal's decision to not overturn the ruling on his security in the UK.
The hypocrisy is beyond anything I've ever seen.
He's a duplicitous, self-centered, vile, disloyal hypocrite.
I don't know how much longer my father has. He won't speak to me because of this security stuff.
But of course, the real measure of success of both of them will be the same as it always has been. How much damage can they inflict on our royal family, on our monarchy? I said it before, I'll say it again tonight. King Charles should strip them of all their remaining titles and cast them out from any connection to the royal family. How could any of them trust them as far as I could throw them? Because without it, they're just whining millennial windbags with a permanent victim complex, knowing that victimhood is what makes them all the money.
One thing becomes clear. There's no turning back.
But Kimsey, you recently interviewed a friend of the royal family, Hugo Vickers, who revealed the late Queen was so fearful of Harry and Meghan that she wouldn't want to be alone with them. Let's just take.
There is no trust when it comes to Prince Harry, and the picture he tries to paint with Queen Elizabeth, even saying during that BBC interview that the Queen wanted him to have this level of security. We're finding out the truth, and it's that she bothered by them.
Major breaking news out of London. Buckingham Palace announcing Harry and Meghan will no longer formally represent the Queen. That means they will no longer receive public funds and they will stop using their royal titles. Those changes will take effect this spring. So, Katie Nicholl is now
a never-ending loop of trauma packaged for public consumption. The media, too, has flipped the script, making it naive to defend him. The constant public disclosures have severely strained Harry's relationships within the royal family. Reports suggest his ties with King Charles III and Prince William are colder than ever. Private conversations meant to remain behind palace doors have been spilled publicly, turning what was once private grief into a highly publicized spectacle. This fallout has been catastrophic, leading to whispers of fractured loyalties and broken confidences that have profoundly impacted the monarchy's internal dynamics. Ultimately, Andrew Neil's brutal assessment hit Prince Harry at a crucial moment. Harry isn't just a man caught in difficult circumstances. He has become a symbol of what happens when personal pain is weaponized for profit and public attention.
Lady who's very popular for being awful.
Prince William, he's reportedly furious after it emerged that Meghan Markle is still using her HRH title despite agreeing to drop the title when the Sussexes left royal duties.
I think Meghan Markle has been very brazen recently with the use of the HRH.
Brat, to be honest, and very, very entitled.
Harry and Meghan, they have an issue when it comes to their memory and when it comes to the truth. She is relentless, she is shameless, and she is exhausting. You are not a successful female entrepreneur.
His authenticity, once his strongest suit, now feels like a carefully crafted mask. His vulnerabilities have been commodified, turning into products for consumption. In this modern age of media frenzy, the line between genuine catharsis and calculated spectacle has blurred, leaving his credibility hanging in the balance.